The singling out of the one and only Jewish state continues to be a moral stain on the United Nations. It has made this once respected institution contemptible in the eyes of decent people everywhere. But for the Palestinians, this UN House of Darkness is home court. They know that in this swamp of anti-Semitic bile, there's an automatic majority willing to demonize the Jewish state on anything. In this anti-Israel flat earth society, any false charge, any outlandish allegation can muster a majority.
Did you catch that? In this anti-Israel flat earth society. That's what Netanyahu called the UN. To the average person, Netanyahu is just calling the UN conspiracy theorists for believing Israel is committing genocide. However, by framing the UN as the Flat Earth Society the way he did, it hides the truth in plain sight. As many know, the logo of the UN is the flat Earth. It reminds me of when Obama was in office and he was at a correspondence dinner. He joked about the flat earthers, but said they were close. To the average person, he was telling a joke, but in reality, he was telling us a certain truth. But by framing the subject that way, people will automatically dismiss it. Well, Netanyahu did something similar here. As a result, most people will continue to be deceived by the nature of our world. They will continue to believe in NASA, SpaceX, and Space Force, as well as the space programs of other countries. This part of the speech was another hint hint wink wink moment. I will play it again.
The singling out of the one and only Jewish state continues to be a moral stain on the United Nations. It has made this once respected institution contemptible in the eyes of decent people everywhere. But for the Palestinians, this UN House of Darkness is home court. They know that in this swamp of anti-Semitic bile, there's an automatic majority willing to demonize the Jewish state on anything. In this anti-Israel flat earth society, any false charge, any outlandish allegation can muster a majority.
That wasn't the only mention of flat earth recently, though. Recently, at the UFO hearings November 13th, 2024, I heard a couple of things that made me laugh. The first was when this NASA employee talked about going to the moon.
Let me tell you, the NASA budget is under pressure. We need to make sure that the Artemis program is funded fully. We need to beat China to the moon and maintain our presence in low Earth orbit. So NASA would need more money to do this, but I think tailored instruments that would look at UAP.
Hilarious. We need to beat China to the moon? Didn't we already do that decades ago when we were trying to beat Russia in the space race? This is a joke. Well, congratulations, USA. We beat Russia to the first fake footage of a moon landing. Now, the second clip comes from Congresswoman Boebert. It's like they mock the dumbed-down masses. Here it is.
Thank you. I'd like to recognize Ms. Boebert for 5 minutes of question.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Now that we have all been cautioned in this committee hearing that the mention of Pentagon's Immaculate Constellation program could put us on a list, well, I already find myself on many lists, I'm sure. So I speak my mind often, so why not just keep going with it? May as well just go all out and say it. The earth is flat, birds are government drones, and we've never set foot on the moon, and Joe Biden received 81 million votes in the 2020 election. So let's just see how many lists we could get on here today.
So this is how controlled opposition works. They infiltrate a movement, take it over, and then destroy it. In her case, she brought up flat earth, robot birds, and the fake moon landing. But then she also ties it into 81 million votes for Biden. By getting her to espouse these subjects, the infamous they can see who still believes in these ideas also. People will begin to talk after hearing something like that. Then people will be corralled and labeled. She is one of them. By tying all of these conspiracies with 81 million votes for Biden, she turns it all into a right-left issue. But are all of them right-left issues? Well, the flat earth and fake moon landing kind of go together. The people that believe in these subjects are generally Bible reader types. It has nothing to do with right or left. The robot birds subject I haven't heard of, not to say that they don't exist. I have already found the patent for robot mosquitoes, and they are much smaller than birds. Is this really a right-left issue? Then the 81 million votes. For those stuck in the right-left paradigm, this is a right-left issue. However, for those outside of the right-left paradigm, understand that elections never mattered. All of these candidates are selected, not elected. So why get people to vote? Well, to give them the illusion of choice. Then why bother making the 2020 election so blatantly rigged? This drives people into a state of anger and fear. People are angry because they believe their voice has been stolen from them. But the whole election rigging was a government psyop. It got people into the streets and drove them to Washington, D.C. All of those people were then funneled into a dragnet. Some even went to prison. Now those people are tagged like cattle. Now, by putting the flat earth and moon landing into the right-left context, people on the right will start to think it's just lefties who believe in these subjects, since it is lefties who believe there were 81 million votes. This sneaky congresswoman just got a segment of the population to believe the official NASA story of globe Earth. Miss Boebert got people to trust NASA, period. And she has to, because she also needs people to believe in Elon Musk and SpaceX and Space Force. Alex Jones and Joe Rogan believe in the official NASA story, but aren't we told these people are part of the truth movement? Sadly, there are millions of people who still think they are the truth tellers. Although she says she is on many lists, she will be fine. Nothing will happen to her, but the people following her are being put on lists. Like Kamala said some time ago, I forget her quote. This is how they take down people who oppose the official story. Next, I will play some older clips.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Some of those people actually still believe the Earth is flat. So if a few of them want to believe that we didn't go to the moon, let them. It's not an issue that comes up in my presentation.
The Earth being flat, that's clearly ridiculous. Though I've actually been contacted by some flat earthers saying I'm covering up the fact that it's some Atlantean conspiracy.
Not shattered that highest and hardest glass ceiling, but someday someone will, and hopefully sooner than we might.
Well, thanks for watching. Be blessed with Jesus.
Can you just talk really quickly about that balance of security and transparency?
So I can say, having served at NASA, it is the most transparent organization I've ever been in.